Hey guys, welcome back to 5-0, 100-0.com. I am Fugget, the fittest underdog guru, using intelligent tactics. And today I've got a message for all my young, undersized underdogs. And let's qualify. You could be a teenager watching this, maybe in your 20s or 30s. And by the time I think you get to your late 30s, early 40s, these are things that you guys can also use and beyond. It's never too late. And you're never too old to rock and roll, baby. If you're from Detroit and you know what WRIF is, and you're a little gray like this guy, you'll know what that was in reference to. The rest of you, I apologize for the inside joke, but fuck it. All right, so 3 things, you guys, advice for you guys in your 20s and 30s that I think for the most part, you've got to do it when you're younger, and I'll explain why with each point, okay? First point is get term life insurance. You'll see whole life and you'll see term, okay? I recommend term because term, number 1, is cheaper. 2, you're going to be able to get a lot more coverage for the same price. Whole has a benefit of allowing you to cash out the policy, but for what it's intended for, which is in case something happens to you, if you're married, have children, they're going to be taken care of. So get as much life insurance as you can at term is my suggestion, so that you can take care of the ones you leave behind should something unfortunate happen to you. Now, if you're in your 20s or 30s and you're like, well, I don't have kids yet, I might get married, there's this girl, this and that. Well, the reason I'm telling you to do it now is that you're going to be able to lock yourself in at a much reduced rate because you're young, you're healthy, preferably a non-smoker. If you're on your grind, your purpose, you're taking care of your body, your BMI or your body weight to height ratio should be low, hopefully. And you're going to be able to lock yourself in for the life of the insurance policy, which is, I think for me, it's 62, is that you're going to be able to lock yourself in at a lower rate. So if you go in and you have a physical and then they give you a quote for life insurance, it's going to generally be a lot less than it's going to be at 30, 40, 50. So get yourself locked into an affordable term life insurance policy. Okay, that way in the future, if you do have kids, you've already paid into this policy, you'll be locked in at that rate, and it's a hell of a lot easier and cheaper to get that policy. And God forbid you get diagnosed with an illness or something, you're not going to be able, or it's going to be a lot harder to get insurance at that point in time. So get it young and keep it, all right? I don't have the money. Yes, you do. Quit screwing around. Quit drinking Starbucks every day. Knock off one of your 3 or 4, subscription type, entertainment sources. Get rid of cable. Get yourself a better Wi-Fi stream. Just look at where you're throwing money away, and you need to do this, okay? Trust me. The next one, record your loved ones or parents if you still have them, okay? Get them on video. Get them being funny, get them at family gatherings, photos, video. I've lost so many loved ones in my life and in our family, and I have, it's interesting because a lot of them passed before a lot of the digital came out. It's one of the reasons I went back to pro wrestling, was that I wanted to get some high definition, really good footage of me wrestling for my son to see, and I wanted him to see me do it live. So record it, guys. You'll look back later, and you always think you have tomorrow, but you may not, okay? The other thing is, and I bought a book when my mom was sick with stage 4 ovarian cancer, but by the time I got this book to her, she was too sick to write in it, which is unfortunate. But my father did write in his. I bought a copy of this book for my mother and my father. It's called A Father's Legacy, and of course hers is a mother's legacy. And basically what it is if your parents or whatever, what have you, have a hard time like really expressing things. Like, you might know some things about them, but there's a lot of things you probably don't. And like for myself, my son was really young when my parents passed, so I wasn't really able to, as my son developed in stages, he'll be 12 next month or about a month. There's things about his development, that I would have loved to had my parents reflect and tell me how I acted, or but you don't know until you're in a situation what your questions might be. Okay, you don't know what you don't know. So basically, it allows you to fill in, or allows them to fill in the book with really good questions about their childhood, about hopes and dreams, and things that maybe just don't come up in normal everyday conversation, especially if your parents live out of state or you don't talk to them often. But that's a treasure chest, because my dad filled it out front to back. I didn't know that until after he passed, and I was going through his stuff and I found the book, and I was terrified to crack it open, but I said, shit, did he fill this out? Sure enough, he did. Every last page. All right. And guys, the last one, which should be evident if you've been a consumer of the content I put on this channel, but self-improvement, self-exploration, okay? Figure out who the hell you are. Don't just do what you think people are expecting of you. Don't try to make people happy. Figure out yourself. It's a really tough time when you're in your teens and then 20s. I think, you might look your best and, be in your best physical health. But a lot of people don't know who they are, and they're just trying to figure it out. So don't be afraid to throw things against the wall. What do they say? Throw shit against the wall and see what sticks. Do that in your life. If you've got hopes, dreams, if you have interests, if you've always had a fantasy of doing, having a channel like this, or being a musician, whatever, explore that. You're young. If it fails, you can rebound. You're still young enough to go to school. You have the energy to do all of those things and get your safe, quote unquote, traditional job, whatever it is, okay? This is the time in your life you don't play it safe. You take some risks. Calculated risks. Don't I'm going to drink and drive off a bridge and see if I live. You know what I mean? If you always wanted to go live in Miami and be a personal trainer, or do something that's off the beaten path. That's what I did. I went into professional wrestling, and it helped me to pay for my college cash, so I didn't carry any student debt. So good things can happen, but it's all good, you guys. This is my I took these steps not knowing. I really didn't get the advice to do these things. I did have some good mentors that were a little older than me, but the decision to do these three things, these recommendations I give you guys, really were just me trying to be forward thinking, knowing that I was knowing that might be in the Urban Dictionary now. Knowing that I wanted to set myself up for a better future, but I also have a very artistic, crazy color outside the line side of myself. But I know that I need to be reined in sometimes and be a little bit more systematic. So doing this channel also helps me do that. So guys, like, share, subscribe. Come on, my young undersized underdogs, get out there, get that term life insurance. You could do that crap probably on your phone now. Okay, I have a great agent that takes care of me, and he's not an undersized underdog though. This mother's like 7 foot, and he always puts me down for my size, but I'm big where it counts. Personality, right, ladies? All right, guys, take care. I'll talk to you again soon.